5 a.m., the wake-up time of champions. It's what separates the average from the elite, it's what separates the winners from the losers, and it's what separates the champions from, well, everyone else. Supposedly. Waking up at 5 is often seen as the ultimate in dedication, commitment, and self-improvement, and is often touted by tons of self-help gurus as one of the essential habits for success. On top of that, the self-help industry has almost placed this mythical status on the acts of journaling and cold showers, from everything from improved focus and clarity to even better feelings of confidence and self-esteem. So it got me thinking, does it actually work? I thought I'd try it out. For 30 days, I woke up at 5 a.m., took cold showers, and practiced journaling. This is what happened. In the beginning, waking up at 5 sucked. No surprises there. I hadn't woken up at 5 in ages, so my body really wasn't used to it. I would wake up groggy, make breakfast half awake, and generally feel pretty sluggish for the next few hours. Journaling was difficult because it felt like I had nothing else to journal about except how tired I was. And meditation didn't really help either because it was almost like this gateway drug to going back to sleep. But the biggest problem I had absolutely nothing to do. It was too early for the shops to be open and no one was really outside or starting their day because honestly they were probably in bed. I couldn't even go to the gym early because of lockdown restrictions. Just as I'd started the challenge, we actually went into lockdown here in the UK, which meant that my gym, which was normally 24 hours, stopped being 24 hours. It started opening on the weekdays at 6 and on the weekends at 8. So as you'll see in the footage, the first day that I started the challenge was a Saturday, so I woke up at 5 and then had to find something to do for the next 3 hours before I could even set foot in the gym. I didn't want to start work to pass the time because, I mean, who wants to work when you're already working a 9 to 5? So mostly I just sat and scrolled on my phone. And I sat and scrolled on my phone until the gym finally did open. After a few days, I started to get the habit of going to the gym in the morning under my belt, and honestly I started to feel a lot better about the whole thing. I finally had something to look forward to in the mornings and something to get up for. It also meant that other things became easier too. Cold showers were still going at this point and I was still practicing my journaling. Despite the initial difficulties, it looked like things were starting to pay off. Then, cracks started to show. I went up to spend some time with my mom for a few days and my routine gradually started falling apart. And it was at that time that I actually realized the real difficulty of waking up at 5 a.m. It's the fact that no one does it. Here's what I mean. You have to wake up at 5, but in order to wake up at 5, you have to go to bed pretty early, at say 9 o'clock for most people. And yet, unless your squad was made up of your homies from the local care home, no one's really going to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Which means if you actually want to stick to your bedtime, even on the weekends, you can kiss goodbye to things like going to a bar with your friends, watching late night movies, good evening TV, all of that. So for the next few days, I actually just wanted to spend some quality time with my mom, so I decided to put my routine on hold. Then the day came where it was time for me to go back home, and I'm happy to say I actually got right back into my routine. Despite kind of falling off the rails a bit at my mom's, I was right back on track. And eventually, I began to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We were coming to the end of the last week, and I was nearly done with 30 days of waking up at 5, plus cold showers and journaling. Cold shower, done. So I thought it was time to ask myself the burning question. Was I actually feeling any of the benefits of a 5 a.m. routine? Here's my honest answer. Yes and no. It's probably not the answer you're looking for, but I really wanted to be honest. I didn't want this to be one of those overhyped videos where the person talks about the benefits of a 5 a.m. routine despite having bags under their eyes and hatred within their soul. I just wanted to be authentic. So here are my thoughts. And before I get into them, I just want to underline the fact that this is just what I felt about the challenge. Maybe it'll be different to you if you try it out. Let's start with cold showers. Since a cold shower means you just have to focus on this idea of just grinning and bearing it through what is a pretty unpleasant experience, I actually felt that I did feel an improvement in my self-discipline. The verdict? Cold showers are good, but it definitely did start to feel like more of a punishment the colder the weather got. Next up, journaling. Journaling. Sweet, sweet journaling. I wasn't a fan of this one. I live alone, so it's normally pretty quiet around my apartment. If I needed to think about something, I could just think. I didn't really feel like I needed to write it down anywhere. I could just think about it in my head. Personally, I didn't really feel any benefits from journaling. In fact, I actually felt that it fueled this sense of impatience within me because when I would start to journal, all I would think about is how long it was before it would be over. The verdict? maybe I did it wrong, but it didn't really work for me. Try it out for yourself, see if it does anything. And finally, the big one, waking up at 5 a.m. Did it actually help? Here's my take on it. It did actually help me to become more productive, but perhaps not in the way that you might think. Before waking up at 5, I had this bad habit of just waking up in my bed, getting my phone, and then scrolling for ages until I actually needed to get out of bed and start work. This meant that my work days started in a bit of a rush, and I never had time to actually have a shower, have breakfast, sit down, chill, and detox before I actually got into work. This usually led to me losing focus throughout the day and being more likely to actually get out my phone and start just scrolling through it and not doing work. But because of the 5 a.m. routine, I was now forced to wake up at 5. I would get out of bed, have breakfast, and do all that stuff, and then I would scroll on my phone. And what all of that means is that actually the 5 a.m. routine actually helped me to get out all of my unproductiveness earlier in the day, as opposed to shifting it to a later part of the day in the middle of my work. So the final verdict, waking up at 5 did help, but it wasn't mind-blowing. Here's the deal. I don't think waking up at 5 automatically makes you more productive, but I do think it makes you more aware of the time that you're spending on certain things. I think because you're forced to go to bed early, you have more of a push to get things done throughout the day, because you're like, oh man, I need to go to bed so early. If I don't do this now, it's never going to get done. So yeah, I would say it did make me more productive. To close out this video, here's what I'd say to anyone thinking about trying this 5 a.m. challenge. Either wake up at 5 or don't wake up at 5. Waking up early won't make you half as productive as if you just chose to do more with the time that you already have. Spend less time scrolling through social media, spend less time watching TV, spend less time thinking about that one thing you did when you were 10 years old because you still think about it and it makes you cringe. Look, the fact is we all have 24 hours in a day. What matters is how you use it. So there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated with the future videos, and of course leave a comment below and let me know what you thought. Have you tried this challenge? Or are you going to? Let us know in the comments. And also, if you're wondering why some of the dates in this video are from 2020, it's because I actually filmed this video back in October of 2020 and it's now nearly March and I just haven't got around to editing it because I'm just lazy. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed and we'll see you guys next time. I actually wanted to just spend some quality time with her, so I put my routine on hold for seagulls. Ah!